Okay, I hope everyone can hear me okay. It'll be just a second while I figure this out. I am not good at live streaming. I don't know why I keep doing this. Okay. Is it gonna go? Is it working? I can't tell. Is it working? Is it going? Okay, I think it's working now. I'm sorry for the noise in the background, but I'm in the room with the AC and it's hot. Let me just turn the... Okay. Okay, I think we've got it. So we're gonna start a new game. English. Some aspects of this game have content that can disturb the sensitivity of players. Subject matter can include themes of sexual situations, violent content, kidnapping, murder, gore, and other disturbing materials. Minors aged 18 and under are prohibited from playing this game. Okay, if you guys are under 18, you gotta leave. Throughout history, you will be presented with different opportunities, and you decide the path you want to follow. With each choice, you create your own destiny, which has its own consequences. Not always the best path has the best ending. Okay. Who romance? I wouldn't know what genre to choose. A good book should depend on the genre of the story. Since a very young age, I have had a great interest in literature. My mother used to write at home, and I always felt drawn to the different emotions that her stories invoked in me. When I turned 18, I entered college to pursue a career in publishing. I would spend hours reading and analyzing in my room, putting in my maximum effort to obtain my degree. Although literature was my great passion, I couldn't fulfill my dream. So now reading books is just a hobby for me. Ooh, he speaks. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can't turn the music down. Turn the text speed up. What's all this? Okay, we're gonna call that good. I observed the boy standing in front of me. How bad must his sleep hours be to have such dark circles? Yeah, he don't sleep much. I like the voice acting. This is nice. I am Mika. Oh, enter. I am looking for a good book. I like horror. Horror. He chuckles slightly. I feel a bit embarrassed about my preference. I think any type of horror is good. And yeah, really it is. It depends on how it's made, you know? Take a book from the shelf and hand it to me. I observe the cover and it convinces me enough. I look at it again and smile. Thank you, I will take your suggestion. Oh, how sweet. This is quite unusual coming from an employee. If he is always giving away books, how is this book still going to function? Except for the fact that I kind of am. I have a whole stack of them I haven't read yet. Yes, he seems nice. Alright, let's go for a coffee then. I really have nothing else to do right now. A smile of joy forms on his lips. He seems somewhat nervous. We arrive at the rustic and beautiful cafe, the place filled with the scent of plant and coffee, creating an aromatic and intricate combination. Caramel. Macchiato. Oh, sorry, man. I'll remember that. Keith likes cappuccino. And orders the coffee. Then he approaches where I'm seated, holding a cup of coffee in each hand. He hands me a cup of coffee as he sits across from me, giving me a smile and starting to sip from his own cup. What would you like to talk about? I ask as I gaze at my coffee, which is lightly decorated with a heart-shaped cream design. Oh, that's cute. The steam from the coffee releases a delightful sweet aroma. I enjoy literature, as you may have already noticed. He smiles at me as he takes another sip of his own coffee. Yes, but unfortunately I'm not good enough. ... He asks, playing with his coffee cup in his hands, seeming a bit nervous. Why would you be interested in knowing that? How about you tell me more about yourself instead? Okay. What do you enjoy doing? He lets out a sigh, staying silent for a while as he is thinking what to respond. That's good. Awesome. Awesome. Giggles. Why do you look in a bookstore? But why do you love books? Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Really? Awesome. So, thank you very much. You are equally kind, and I enjoy spending time with you. Do you have any pets? Cool. I have 5. Do Do you have it with you now? Egglet? Sorry, I got stuck with a yawn. I glance at my wristwatch and realize that it's late. How long have we been talking? He looks at me as if he's expecting me to say no. He gets up from his chair and puts the money for the coffees on the table. Since it's a Yandere game, is it a hole? Are you going to put me in a well? It is a well. Where's my phone going off? Okay. He approaches me and offers his hand. Ooh, it's animated! Okay, I'll spend more time with you. I take his hand and look into his eyes. Oh, he's got little heart eyes! He looks at me with surprise as a glimmer of hope glows on his face. He guides me out of the cafe. Keith wears a small smile on his face as he continues to hold my hand. Whoops, didn't mean to click. I missed that. The night sky is visible in all its splendor, adorned with bright stars, and the moon illuminates the street with a soft light. I hear the occasional sound of the wind rustling and the leaves of the trees moving. I don't know why I trust Keith so much when I've just met him. I've never been so careless, being with a stranger at night, not knowing where he's taking me. It's a well! I guarantee you he's going to go put us in the well. A shiver runs through my body. I try to pull my hand away, but he holds it firmly, seemingly not wanting to let go. What should I do? I agreed to go out with a complete stranger. We arrive at a park with tall trees, and as we venture into the park, the sound of our footsteps blend with the rustling of branches and crunching leaves. We stop at one end of the park where there is a Jesus Christ. We're sitting on a bench. There we go. No one else is in the park. Fear and the cold air makes me tremble involuntarily. He looks at me intently for a few seconds, smiles, and then releases my hand. I manage to regain my calmness, and I observe the place carefully. I breathe slowly and let the beauty of the night completely envelop me. It's not as bad as it seems. Why was I so paranoid? It's clear that Keith is a good person with good intentions. Oh. I give the moment a chance and admire the night. Despite the darkness, small lights illuminate the grass and the trees. Fireflies! I like this place. Okay. I cover my eyes, this time without fear. I hear him moving around, going back and forth. Once again, I hear his footsteps approaching me. Okay. Ooh, buggies! So many buggies! He opens his hands, releasing beautiful fireflies that illuminate our faces as we watch them. Some fireflies remain in his palm while others start to fly. I look up at Keith's face, our glowing eyes connect. Our eyes connecting. I can see his eyes clearly, shimmering sparks decorating his eyes as he looks at me calmly. Thank you so much for showing me this. We stayed in silence. The atmosphere feels cozy and quiet, and we both knew that the silence is just to fully enjoy the present moment. Despite not wanting to leave, it's too late to stay out any longer. I should go home now. It's very late. Thank you. What a gentleman. We leave the park without saying anything, walking calmly by each other's side. Taking the chance to change my routine wasn't a bad idea after all. However, making this decision won't completely change my life, right? After a while, we arrive at the door of my house, and I stop to look at Keith. Hang on just a second. Oh. The temperature dropped here, and now my allergies are back full force, like knocked me in the fucking face. I take the keys out of my pocket and open the door to my house. I wave goodbye from inside and close the door. I enter my room and gaze at my bed, longing to sleep immediately. Howdy, how was your day? I turn on my cell phone. Damien texts me. Hi, nothing special. What about yours? Damien is my old friend. He was studying with me. Jesus Christ. He was studying with me before I left the university. There we go. Just relaxing before traveling. After finishing his studies, he moved to another city, and I stayed here. Traveling? I've always been very close to him. Yeah, you know, I arrive in 4 days. He promised to come back and visit me when he had his vacation. Really? So soon? Sometimes I thought he would forget me. Yes, are you happy? But apparently that's not the case. Of course. Without your presence in the city, my routine became more boring. Are you calling me a clown? Oh God, no, I would never. Ha ha ha. I just think that I value your friendship a lot in my life. Me too. I can't wait to be with you. I start feeling sleepy. I should go to sleep once and for all. Is that the game? Yep. Shit, end of day 1. ... I have a terrible headache, so much that I can't even open my eyes. I gather enough strength to open my eyes and finally get up. I knew it! We went into the well! I knew he was going to put me in the well! There we go! I knew it! I feel pressure in my chest as I look around and everything seems different. No shit! We're in a concrete box with a drain and a light bulb. I see a large room with cement walls, a concrete floor, and a drain in one corner. That's where we poop. I know how this works. We poop in that drain. There was a small-sized mattress, a desk, and a chair. A single light bulb in the center of the room illuminates almost everything without any windows. I can't comprehend what's happening, but I can feel panic slowly taking over me. I startle as I hear some knocks on the door, and I hear his voice. Can I come in, my dear? I remain silent, feeling like I'm losing control of my body as I see those green eyes. I watch as he enters the room and locks the door again. I try to get up from the mattress, but I'm too dizzy to do so I just stay seated. I'm sorry, it seems like the effects of the chloroform haven't worn off yet. No more voice acting, that sucks. What am I doing here? Where am I? I managed to ask with a trembling voice. This is my special room. He speaks while still smiling, approaching me. I tried to distance myself from him, but he grabs my wrist. Let me go, please. His grip is strong and firm, not allowing me to move. Oh no, my dear, I can't do that. His grip tightens slightly, almost to the point of pain. His expression turns serious, completely devoid of a smile. Why are you doing this to me? He releases a sigh and then lets go of my wrist. He remains silent for a moment, as if contemplating what to say in response. You must understand, I'm doing this for you. I care about what's best for you, and I want you to be happy. His expression softens, and his hand reaches forward to gently caress my cheek as if he wants to comfort me. Don't touch me. I scream with a breathy voice, moving my face to avoid his touch, his eyes locked onto mine. He lets out a second sigh as if trying to calm himself. Oh goodness, I'm gonna sneeze. He takes a step back to sit in the desk chair. I'm so sorry, my dear, he says, trying to sound as gentle as possible. After I raised my voice, it seems he didn't like it. I don't want to be here. Please let me go. Explain to me why you want that. I'm scared. I speak stutteringly, feeling the fear increasing with every minute. Please speak clearly. God damn it. That's some irony right there. Please speak clearly. What scares you? He clenches his fist tightly, his knuckles turning white. It seems like he's trying his best effort not to raise his voice, but he appears to be extremely angry. I remain silent, trying to process the situation and understand what is happening. I'm being kidnapped. I whispered to myself, barely audible so Keith couldn't hear. Tears start to rain down my cheeks, feeling all hope escaping from my body. Speak before my patience runs out. He looks at me, waiting for a response. Please don't hurt me. I manage to respond with the little strength I have left, breaking into tears. He places his hands on my shoulder. This time I remain still. I promise you I won't hurt you. You will always be safe with me, my dear. You're not gonna cut off my leg like other protagonists do? Well, I guess not protagonists, but other romantic characters would. His voice is softer, comforting me. He smiles gently, stroking my hair and tucking it behind my ear. I love you so much. His words sound sweet due to the genuinely soft tone, but they only terrify me. You're sick. Leave me alone. I shout, filled with fear, feeling Keith get angry at my act. He approaches quickly, grabs my arms forcefully, shaking me slightly, managing to scare me. You want solitude? Then you'll have it. He leaves me and exits the room. I start crying while hugging my legs, resting my head on my knees as I close my eyes. How could this happen to me? I keep crying, having the most terrifying thoughts I've ever had. I'm going to die here, I tell myself, accepting my fate as I break down in tears. I feel increasingly exhausted. I can feel the tears lulling me to sleep. I jump up in alarm as Keith enters the room with a tray of food in his hands. How long did I sleep for? I'm so sorry, my dear. I don't know what came over me. He hands me the tray of food with a warm smile, his tone of voice turning loving again, and the anger has dissipated. As an apology, I prepared waffles with strawberry and blueberry smoothie. I hope you like them and forgive me for my previous action. Thanks. He pulls a chair in front of the bed and sits across from me. I feel uneasy, but I start eating. He remains there, watching me, almost as if he can't take his eyes off of me. I enjoy the food. It's truly delicious. I don't know how long it's been since I've eaten. The delicious sweet scent fills the entire room, and I can feel the musty smell fading away. After finishing everything on the plate, I feel satisfied. I'm glad you enjoyed what I prepared for you, my dear. I hope you're enjoying your time here. He looks at me as if he's expecting some information. I say nothing. This is the worst thing that has ever happened to me. All I want is for you to be happy. With me! His voice sounds so sweet as he speaks to me. It's strange to think that beneath the charming and kind exterior I initially saw, there lies a harsh and dangerous person. Are you tired? Have you been sleeping well? His demeanor continues to sound calm, as if he wants to make me feel safe. All these questions are asked with a tone of love. I want to make sure you're getting enough rest. I'm tired, I say, hoping he'll leave me alone. Okay, then I'll let you rest. His eyes glance at me for a moment before he turns around and exits the room. I lay down on the bed and cover myself. My heart rate slows down as my nerves calm down. This feels like a nightmare, a real nightmare. Is all of this real? Is it actually happening? I close my eyes, trying to rest, hoping that when I wake up tomorrow, everything will be a bad dream. End of day 2. Wow, that was quick. I open my eyes slowly. I remember the previous day, then I wake up abruptly. I'm still here. The door opens and Keith enters with a serious expression. He smiles when he notices I'm awake. Good morning, dear. Did you sleep well? Yes, I slept well. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you had a good sleep. He clears his throat before speaking, but remains silent for a few more seconds. Dear, I want you to make me a promise. I'm yours and you're mine, right? He's going a little quick for the Stockholm Syndrome thing. I promise to love you always, no matter what happens, and I'll help you in whatever you need. I want you to promise me that you'll always love me. Okay. He takes my words very seriously. He looks happy after my promise, gazing at me with a sparkle in his eyes as if he's truly in love. I'm glad to know I can trust you completely. I have breakfast ready in the living room. It's time to eat, dear. He leaves the room, leaving the door open. I hesitate as I look towards the door, unsure if I should follow him. I feel somewhat safe being trapped inside this room. I get out of bed and walk out of the room. Keith is waiting for me, seated at the table with a smile. I head to the table. I sit across from Keith to keep some distance. A full plate of cinnamon rolls and cookies with chocolate chips and a jug of orange juice. That was good till the orange juice. I did not like orange juice. I made a lot, just in case you were really hungry. His face glows with happiness as I serve myself. The food choices seem like something a child would pick. There are many sweet flavors for a first meal. I join him in eating, yet I continue to look at him with distrust. Even when I'm eating, my head is filled with God damn it. My head is filled with thoughts. The food is truly delicious. I can't deny it. I wonder if Keith is the one who cooks the meals. Keith also enjoys his food, eating too quickly as if he hasn't eaten in a long time. He looks at me, his face slightly turning red when he notices me watching him. He avoids my gaze and clears his throat, trying to calm his nerves. Is there anything I can do to make you more comfortable? What about showing me around this place? Right, everything must seem strange to you. He gets up from his chair and walks to my side. He tries to hold my hand, but I pull away. The sensation of touching him makes me feel awkward. His gaze tightens slightly, but he seems to understand. Follow me, I'll show you to the kitchen. I get up from my chair and follow Keith to a small kitchen that connects to the living room. I can see various ingredients scattered, yet the kitchen doesn't look dirty. I'll clean up here later. I tend to be a bit messy when I cook. He lets out a nervous chuckle, perhaps thinking that I'm judging him. He clears his throat and heads to another direction. I take one last glance at the kitchen and follow him. We enter a large room that smells strongly of the perfume I wear. There was a big bed with sheets and perfectly arranged pillows. There are many pictures of me on the walls. That's uncomfortable. Oh, what a terrible memory I have. Let me introduce you to Kishi. Kishi, sweetheart, come out from under the bed. After a few seconds, a black kitten emerges from under the bed. Oh, it's so cute! The little kitten yawns and stretches, and Keith crouches down and picks her up. Do you like cats? Yes. Me too. I don't see Kishi as a pet. She is part of the family. Do you want to hold her? I approach and take the kitten in my arms. I walk over to the bed and sit down and place her on my lap. Her yellow eyes gaze at me cautiously as she begins to sniff me. I try to stroke her, and her fur is incredibly soft. The kitten seems a bit weary of my touch. After a while, she gets used to it and seems to enjoy it. I can hear her soft purring as she settles on my legs. I smile at how comfortable I feel, continuing to stroke the kitten. Keith looks up at me, and his smile grows when he sees that I'm also smiling. That's amazing. She likes you. If I'm honest, it's strange that she relaxes with someone who isn't me. But I'm glad she does. Maybe it's a sign. ... His expression quickly changes from happy to serious and concerned. I have to go for a moment. His voice sounds a bit rough as he speaks, as if he doesn't like the idea of leaving me alone. I have to work, and I need you to stay here. I won't be long, I promise. Keith gets up and walks to the living room, and I do the same, following him. He opens the door that seems to lead outside. He gives me a first smile before locking the door. I need to come up with a plan to escape from here. Oh God, what do? Do I kill him? Do I run? If I run, he'll chase me, but if I kill him... Oh, I am violent. Let's kill him. I walk to the kitchen and begin searching for the sharpest knife. I find a small but sharp one, enough to try to defend myself. I walk back to the living room and hide behind the door. All I can do now is wait. I have to make it, or he'll kill me. I observe my hands trembling, worried that I won't succeed. Oh, you can do anything you put your mind to. The thought of being caught fills me with terror. I try to stay calm as I wait. I hope things go well and I can escape from here. I hear footsteps approaching the front door. The door opens. I plunge the knife into his abdomen with force. He looks at me in shock. I feel great disgust when feeling how the knife went through each layer of skin. His eyes are filled with tears as he lets out a low, agonizing scream. What have you done to me? His voice resonates through the room as his tone turning cold and severe? His brows fall, and I can see his eyes dilating in pain. He removes the knife from his abdomen and applies pressure, trying to prevent further bleeding. He falls to his knees, still looking at me, reveling sadness and anguish on his face. Why did you do this to me? Why do you want to hurt me so bad? He speaks with a broken voice and falls silent for a moment. He seems lost in his thoughts for a moment. He lifts his gaze and tears begin to fall on his face. Please, don't leave me, my dear. I love you. He looks utterly devastated, and I start to feel pity seeing him so vulnerable. I just want you to love me. He watches he faints and collapses completely to the floor. He didn't even try to attack me back. He just gave up, overwhelmed by his pain. I want to walk away, but I remain still. I can't help but feel guilt. I let out a sigh, filled with anguish. Perhaps this is my opportunity to escape. But I decided to... Why? Give me the choice at least. I decide to help him. I take Keith by the arms and pull him to the sofa in the living room. I examine his wound. Fortunately, the knife was short enough not to have hit any vital organs. I search for some thread and a needle to stitch his wound and stop the bleeding. I find them along with the emergency kit. I do my best to treat him. Why? He kidnapped you. It's only been a day and a half. This isn't enough time for Stockholm Syndrome. Why? My hands become covered in blood. I can feel the warm liquid staining my hands. I don't know if I can show compassion How I can show compassion even in my situation. I should let him die, yet here I am, trying to save his life. I finish stitching him up and try to lift him to take him to his room. Just leave him where he's at. It's quite difficult since he's bigger than me, but I do my best. Lay him down in his bed. I lay down exhausted beside him, breathing heavily. I lean closer to his chest to listen if his heart is still beating. I can feel his breath and hear his slow heartbeat, but at least he's alive. That's good. What are you doing? Whoa, that's some staining now. He woke up. You should have fucking ran. What is wrong with you? He's insane. Why he... Sorry, I was reading the chat. What are you doing? I hear a barely audible voice. I quickly move away. Keith looks at me, appearing extremely... Ow! Hey! Sorry, you got a cat. Appearing extremely weak. I wanted to see if you were still alive. He grabs me and pulls me into a hug. You should have ran when you had the chance. I can feel his body trembling with sadness and pain. I was so afraid of losing you forever. His eyes filled with sadness. He seems inconsolable. Oh, he's pathetic. No, not pathetic things. I can't stand pathetic things. Are you okay? He continues to show interest and concern for my well-being, even after I try to kill him. I'm fine, don't worry. Are you okay? I'm better now that you're here. I'm glad you're safe. I don't know what I would do if something happened to you. Okay, so next time, I try and kill myself. That's how I'll get him to let me go. You mean everything to me, and I will never be complete without you. Did I do something to make you want to kill me? He sits on the bed with difficulty so that our eyes are at the same level. You kidnapped me. I don't know... Okay, you can't sit on me. Back to the bed. Ow. Sorry, I had to get with the cat. You sleep there, cat. You kidnapped me. You kidnapped me. I don't know why you don't understand that. He lets out a sigh as a final tear falls down his cheek. When I was a child, there was a time when my father would yell and beat my mother. I would always stay quiet watching him mistreat my mother. One night, my father came home drunk from work. He was more violent than usual, hitting her several times. She was already weak. I was afraid that night my father would kill my mother, so I took a knife from the kitchen and stabbed him in the back repeatedly. I could see the demon in his eyes, filled with rage, but gradually I saw life leaving his body. I was protecting her. Stop! I am busy, cat. I am busy. No, go away. I knew someone had to do it. All I wanted from you was to love you and protect you. After a few seconds of silence, a loud sob is heard as I see his body shake with sobs. I approach and hug him, trying to console him. I understand, I really do. You understand, he says, surprised, as a look of hope grows on his face while he looks into my eyes. Do you understand me? Thank you. Thank you for accepting my love and not running away. He speaks softly, his tone becoming gentle and loving. Do you think you can stay with me tonight? I nod my head and clean the blood off their face. I need to stay with him to make sure he doesn't bleed to death. No, you don't. You can go home. Is it just for that? Right? I help him lie down slowly on the bed. I also lie down, feeling calm being next to him. I close my eyes. I feel him wrap his arms around me. I could remove him and distance myself from him, but I don't. I love you. He seems like he truly loves me the way he speaks to me and holds me. There's hardly a way someone can fake a feeling like this. I slowly drift off to sleep. Don't. No, don't. Leave me alone. Go lay down. Go lay down. End of day 3. I yawn and stretch. This time I feel more rested than usual. The sun rises, slowly starting to fill the room with a bright light. with a brighter light than before. I start to wake up. Excuse me for just a second. Intermission. Okay, I came back. Sorry about that. I couldn't figure out how to take the thing off. I had to get rid of the cat. She just will not leave me alone. Okay, I started to wake up and look around. Keith is still asleep. I noticed him next to me. The feeling made me feel comfort that I've never experienced before. Maybe I should prepare something to eat to make him feel better. The kitchen is still messy from yesterday, so I clean everything up. It only takes me a few minutes. It's not like he made a big mess here. Finally, I can make something delicious to eat. I search for ingredients in the pantry and prepare lunch. I make pancakes and coffee. That is not lunch. That is breakfast. I head to the living room with breakfast, and Keith is already sitting at the table. I didn't hear him get up. He's very noiseless. I think you mean silent. I sit next to him to eat together. We don't talk during breakfast. Like always, he eats very quickly. He doesn't even look at me at all. This is strange. Is he mad at me? I would be mad at me. Stabbing myself like that, I would be mad. I continue to eat, trying to ignore his attitude. Attitude? You stabbed him! After a while, he gets up from his chair and grabs the dishes before walking to the sink and washing it. Afterwards, he approaches me. I'm off to work. This time, you won't try something crazy, right? No, I promise. He takes a deep breath, a deep breath of relief. That's good to hear. See you soon, dear. He leaves the house. There are a few things I'd like to do while I'm alone. Maybe I should read a book from Keith's self. He has too many. ... I'm here. I hear Keith's voice in the living room, and within a few seconds, he comes to the room. Oh dear, I miss you so much. I apologize for running late, but today's work has been very overwhelming. He is doing really well for being stabbed in the stomach yesterday. I touch my sleepy eyes. Reading consumed a lot of energy from me. Are you sleepy? Should we sleep then? Keith makes the bed. After a while, I'm heading to bed, hoping to rest. Do you think you could eventually love me? My eyebrows furrow as I immerse myself in my thoughts. I didn't expect that question. God, I don't know. He did kidnap me. Okay, I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna say no. I would like to say no, but I just thought about it. Stayed silent. I'm not really sure. It seems like he understands. He just lies down on the bed. I do the same. He hugs me tightly. I can feel his heart beating. My eyes, they feel heavy. I fall asleep. End of day 4. Good morning, dear. ... I feel some kisses on my cheek. I'm still half asleep, to give it any importance. It's time to wake up, he says in a loving way, not being able to get enough for me. He slowly starts to brush my hair with his fingers. I open my eyes. His face lights up. His eyes are bright and full of hope. Good morning, dear. Were you sleeping well? Yes, why did you wake me up early? I sit on the edge of the bed and yawn. I have a surprise for you. I hope you like flowers, although I think you're the most beautiful one. He walks outside and I follow him. I avoid looking too much at the outside to not make him feel insecure. Keith walks to the back of the house and I walk alongside him. I gaze at the garden behind the house, completely capturing my attention. Beautiful flowers adorn the place. Is there any specific flower you'd like to see there? Let's see. I do like roses. Roses it is, then. A gentle smile grows on his face as he takes my hand and leads me into the garden. As we approach, I can see a variety of colors and fragrance filling the air. Do you know what they say about roses, my dear? They are generally known as a symbol of admiration. He carefully picks a bouquet of roses, selecting different shades and sizes, creating a beautiful arrangement. Those are very pretty. Oh, it matches the knife. Turning to me, he presents the bouquet with a gentle expression. I feel a warmth in my heart as I accept the bouquet, appreciating the thought and efforts he put into it. Thank you, Keith. It's beautiful. I'm glad you like it. This is the first time I've given flowers to someone I loved. I've never met someone like you, so wonderful, so kind as you. You are perfect. I love you, and I think you love me too. No, you are mistaken. Do you know what you are to me? You're the best thing to ever happen to me. Since the first time I saw you, I've been completely yours. For me, there's never been anyone for me. And there never will be. Please stop. What is it? What's wrong, my dear? You must stop. You don't love me. Why do you say that? I love you so deeply, it scares me at times. I never felt so happy and complete. I truly and deeply love you. So much that I can't bear the thought of losing you. He says softly, smiling happily, the words leaving a heavy emotional weight on my chest. I never felt this comfortable with anyone before. His words are so soft and gentle, I feel warm inside. What is this feeling? Is it true love? Stockholm Syndrome! Is this what people call true love? Hi, Davy. Since you say hi. Is this what people call true love? Is this what I was born to feel? It's Stockholm Syndrome. It's not love. As we stay silent for a while, just looking at each other, he moves closer and I can feel my heart beating fast. It's getting dark. He looks up at the sky and nodding. Yeah, it seems so. We've been out here for a while, huh? The time flies. I laugh softly. Your contagious laughter fills me with a warm feeling of love. Seeing you full of life, and just you in general, is the best feeling in the world. And I would give up everything I have just to see you happy. I could feel a smile spreading onto my face. His words begin to make my heart flutter, and I can feel the heat on my cheeks growing. Well, it's time we go inside and get some sleep. We enter the house, and as I walk towards Keith's room, he follows me inside and closes the door. I lie down on the bed, facing sideways. He does the same. I feel so safe and protected by the gaze in his eyes. That startled me, the heartbeats. My heart starts beating faster and my whole body trembles. I try to speak, but I remain silent, overwhelmed by the feeling of love as I get lost in his eyes. You know, my character here is kind of going on her own way, so I think I'm going to kiss him. If anyone is under 18, close your eyes now. I close my eyes as I begin to kiss him. His hands cup my cheeks, his fingers gently caress my jaw. A small sigh escapes Keith's lips. He pulls me close to his chest. The feeling of love still overwhelms me, and my lips tremble from the sensation. I love you, he says softly, and then he begins to kiss me back passionately as we end up in the laying position as I feel me on both. I can't understand this. My heartbeat begins to increase a little. I feel warm every time I'm with him. You know how much I love you, right? I'm glad there's no pixel. Oh, thank God it's that. He gives me a longer, deeper kiss, causing my entire body to tremble and shiver with excitement. Keith places his hands on my waist and pulls me closer. And, okay, I'm not gonna read this. It's just, she's rejecting the sex. Oh, are you okay, my dear? I sort of told you I just felt a bit lonely. I hope you're not uncomfortable. Jesus! Dear, look at me. He notices the embarrassment on my face and smiles gently, giving me a reassuring look as he leans over me. You know I'll never hurt you, right? Too late, you kidnapped me. You are so special to me. We don't have to do this. We can sleep or do something else. Whatever you're comfortable with, my love, as long as I'm there for you, I will be happy no matter what we do. I want this. I love you. My voice filled with an eerie sensation, yet I couldn't resist the sound of his voice. It fills me with love and with comfort and love, and even though I know I should feel scared, I feel so calm, so comfortable. So let me show you how much I love you. He kisses my lips softly, yet not letting go. We pull away and he buries his head in my neck. Okay, he's kissing. I tilt my head to the side, giving him more space, more kissing. Moaning and kissing. Sorry if I bother you, I'll stop. No, you don't have to stop. Please, don't stop for anything, my dear. He starts untying his... That's a real detail. Untying his shoes, taking off his jacket. Was he going to go to bed with his shoes and jacket on? Shirt and jeans come off. It's naked time. Whoa, wasn't expecting this. He looks at me with lust in his eyes, and I turn my gaze away in embarrassment. Keith gently grabs me by the neck, forcing me to look into his eyes. I'm hoping she means chin, because it's hard to turn someone by the neck unless you're, like, really getting in there and grabbing it. I can feel the heat radiating from his skin. I love you. I love you too. I whisper softly. I feel my face heat up. More breathing, more heartbeats. Do I really want to say that? Keith's smile intensifies even more. He brings his face closer to mine. There's more kissing. More kissing. Wait, what? And we're entering. There's moaning. Concern. More concern. Breathing. Entering. Mama. I don't know why that's funny. Just the whole mama. Squeezing, moving, want, gentile, moving, more squeezing, more moving, moaning, more moving, erections, more questions, more moving, more heartbeats. Oh, there we go. And he's very proud of us. More looking, more heartbeats, and finishing. There we go. We've crossed the finish line. He gasps when he feels the same as I do. Okay, and looks like we're done, mixed with our heavy breathing. He gives me a small kiss on the forehead. A small giggle escapes from his mouth. I love you more than anything, Dio. I would kill for you. I would do anything for you. Good night, Dio. Close my eyes and catching my breath. He holds me tight as we drift off to sleep. And this is the next morning. I wake up, opening my eyes, feeling somewhat tired. I don't think they used condoms, so this is going to be a problem. The room remains dark. It must still be night. I turn to my side and don't find Keith. Could he have gotten up to do something? I get out of bed and walk calmly down the hallway. My face fills with anguish. Tears fill my eyes as I look ahead. I freeze in shock and my heart starts beating desperately. Oh no! What the hell is this mood whiplash we're doing here? Talking to him? I swallow hard, trying to gather my courage to speak to him. Keith? Yay! Okay, I was kind of expecting it, so it didn't really scare me. I went towards Keith's room, leaving him alone in the living room. I quickly locked the door and leaned against it, bringing my hands to my mouth in a gesture of horror. I don't even know what to think. My body feels frozen in shock and fear. I close my eyes, tears flowing down my cheeks as I think about everything that has happened. No, Damien can't be dead. Oh, it was Damien who died! I thought he just kind of chest busted himself. Come down, Mika. You can cry later. I should look for things to help me get out of here. When you hear breathing, you must hide. Whoa, what are we doing? Soot. What is this? It looks like a strongbox. It's locked. Maybe if I can find the code, I can open it. Footsteps are approaching. I hide under the bed. Mika! It's me. I have no intention of hurting you. I just want to be with you so we can talk. Dear, I know you're in shock, but trust me, you'll thank me later. You'll even fall in love with me. You don't need any friends. You have me. Open the door, dear. Open the door. Open the fucking door! Ow. Mika, where are you, dear? Wow, I like that little pixel. It seems he's gone. He didn't even bother to search here. I need to change my location. I can't stay in the same place. Habitation. Ew. Kitchen. I anxiously look around. Keith doesn't seem to be here. I have to hurry. Search. There's no knife. Keith probably hid them. I start searching every surface in the kitchen, moving objects, looking behind them, but I don't find anything significant. Okay. I continue searching, opening the drawers. I look with hope upon finding a key. Hide! I hide quickly. He pushes the door open, walking in the kitchen. Please believe me, I can protect you. I've come very far just to be next to you, and I can do anything to stay by your side. I breathe slowly, trying to calm me down. Deal, why are you so scared? Don't you know I love you with all of my heart? He walks back and forth, searching with his gaze. I'll always love you, dear. Not much time passes, and he walks away. I need to change my location. There's nothing else to find here. Living room? I quickly run until I reach the living room. Keith doesn't seem to be here. I frantically search among the cushions of the sofa, but I don't find anything. I make my way to the table and start searching meticulously on the surface. I don't find anything. I check the shelves, quickly moving books and decorative objects. I find a small piece of paper. It has a sequence of numbers written on it. 143. Oh, shit, I gotta write that down. Dang it. The one time you need a pen. 1, 4, 3. There we go. Just in case. I wonder if it has any meaning. I make my way to the dresser. I focus on the drawers of the furniture, opening and closing them. I finish by checking the last drawer. He exits his room, reaching the living room. I will find you, dear, whether you like it or not. You can't hide forever, he said while grinning sinisterly and walking slowly in the living room. He starts banging objects while searching around the room. Damn it, where are you? He examines the living room before walking away, seemingly confused. I breathe a sigh of relief and decide to use the code on the safe. Keith's room. I return to the room and start approaching the strong box. Okay. 4, 3. The strong box opens and I can see my cell phone, a photo of myself under a key, and my perfume. I take the keys, which have a tag that says special room. I must be for the room where I was locked up on the first day. I grab my phone. I should call the police. No signal. There's probably a better signal outside. I put the cell phone in my pocket. I take a pause, trying to control my breathing, and think clearly. Maybe Damien is in the special room. It's the only place I haven't checked. I open the door as quickly as possible and close it again. Mika? Damien! Our eyes meet. Relief floods my face. Damien, I finally found you. I thought you were... I quickly approach Damien. I'm analyzing every part of his body. Must have stabbed him in the stomach. The wounds are deep. You have no idea how much I wanted to see you. I move closer to hug him. Come on, we need to get out of here. Can you walk? Damien nods, and I take deep breaths to calm myself. I must be very careful. I walk towards the door and lean close to listen if Keith is nearby. I don't hear any breathing. Leave. I open the door and cautiously step out. I step out first to see if Keith is nearby, but I don't see him. I quickly approach the door to the living room to try and open it. There you are! Arms wrap around me from behind, startling me. I struggle to break free from his grip. Do you think you could escape so easily, Mika? You're mine, and no matter how much you try to run, I will always find you. He carries me again to the room, locking it behind me. I quickly approach Damien. I hug him, trying to feel protected. Are you okay? Ooh, I like his aesthetic. He's punky. I nod. I can feel my body trembling in fear. He looks at me calmly. He has always been the kind of guy who is peaceful and serene, even in the most dreadful situations. He manages to remain calm, as if everything will be alright in the end. I let out a sigh as I move closer, gripping to him. Damien? I see Keith behind him, his hands holding a blood-covered knife. I start crying in desperation. Damien, please stay with me. Don't worry, Mika. Maybe in another life, we'll have a different ending together. Oops, I failed! You promised me you would stay with me, I say with a choked voice. I didn't break my promise. I told you I would come back to see you, Damien said, gently wiping my tears away. I will always stay with you, because my heart belongs to you. Damien sighs softly, slowly closing his eyes. Keith approaches and pulls me away from him. I stop struggling, feeling defeated. Hope slowly fades as I surrender. He sees me crying, then all of the anger he had built up disappeared. Dear, why do you have to cry? Look at you. You're so beautiful. Why do you have to taint it with your tears? He put his hand on my cheek and then caresses my face. There was so much pain that you were going through. I can relate to that. I hate to see you cry. I feel like my heart is being ripped from my chest. I know what I did was terrible and that there is no forgiveness, but I will always wait for your forgiveness. You just said there wasn't any. He gently hugs me and my body starts to shake as tears continue streaming down my face. I love you, dear. His words come out softly, like a whisper. He wipes away my tears, my emotions going out of control as I continue sobbing. I look into his eyes and gently hug him tightly. Take the knife. I take the knife and bury it deep into his abdomen. Now don't fuck it up this time! His eyes widen in panic. I take it out and bury it again, sinking the knife deeper each time. My stomach fills with a feeling of nausea as I look at him. Oh! A tear rolls down his cheeks, then a loud sob escapes him. After a few seconds of sobbing, I hear him speak. You know, I never found meaning in my life, but when I met you, everything changed. Literally, I lived and existed for you. He says softly as his voice trembles. I knew what would happen if I took the risk of loving you and the consequences, but I don't regret loving you, even if it cost me my life. I love you, Mika. He says this before closing his eyes and breathing slowly. I could see how life slowly faded from his eyes. I check the pockets of my coat and find the keys to the main entrance. I walk to the living room and open the front door. I step outside, still in shock. I pause for a moment. I turn to look at my trembling hands, covered in blood, a shiver going up my spine. I start crying in despair, still not understanding. I have lost everything. Bad ending. You are alone forever. Okay, so I'm gonna end the stream here. It's been a little bit more than an hour. And unfortunately, I do have some things I need to do today. But thank you all for coming and watching. And I am going to make videos of this to try and get the other endings. And I'll be posting them on my channel over the next week or so. So thank you all so much. And yeah, if you want to see more, please feel free to subscribe. And I will see you